Hello, YouTube. I am a mess right now, as you can see. I've been out gardening and harvesting our yarrow that we grow in our yard. So while I'm processing this, I wanted to talk to you about how we annihilated strep throat this week. So here's a glimpse at what I'm doing. There's my yarrow flowers, my yarrow leaves, more leaves, and then all my plants I'm still processing. So, my story is this. A couple days ago, my youngest got a really high fever super fast, and he has had a febrile seizure before. So, we slept with him in our bed. And the next day, my middle child got a really high fever all of a sudden. So, she just stayed in bed all day long. I made her tea with yarrow and basil and raw honey, and then by that evening, another one of our kids got knocked down and ended up having a fever. So I look in my middle child's throat, there's a yucky one, and she had big swollen tonsils with white spots on them, which is classic strep throat. Her stomach was hurting. She had a fever all day long, slept, didn't eat anything but maybe some fruit. And so I immediately started our entire family on some of these tinctures. Now, if you're not familiar with Ancient Medicine Cabinet, you can find it on Facebook, or you can go to Etsy.com and type in Ancient Med Cabinet. So I started her. Actually, I started the whole family on this garlic tincture. I gave everybody just a dropper full, so you can this is almost empty, but just a dropper full. And it's sweet, so kids eat it. I gave them this actually 4 times, so I think I gave it to them every 2 hours that night. And then I gave them the fever, cold, and flu. Now, this isn't the fever, cold, and flu. This is the elder echinacea. But I gave them the fever, cold, and flu along with it as the elder echinacea, which is what we're taking now to make sure it doesn't come back. So I gave them those. The next morning, all my kids were better. No more fevers. The strep throat was completely gone. They were running around like normal. But I always follow up an illness with a rest and recuperate day. So we ate lots of fermented foods, some bone broth, tea, and we kept all the shades shut, and we just rested and read books. And I don't know if you can hear my kids in the background, but they're all outside playing and running around, so they're completely better. But I wanted to share this because a few other people we know ended up with strep at the exact same time as we did. Same day, everything. They all went, not all of them, but actually I think all of them, went to the hospital and got antibiotics and started those, and they are still sick. And it took them a long time to recover. So we've never done antibiotics for strep throat, for ear infections, for sinus infections. We have for pneumonia, because that's pretty serious. And it was my baby, and I didn't want to risk it with him. He had already been sick for a week. So that is how we successfully battled strep throat in a matter of hours, really. It got rid of it. So, and the thing is herbs work with your immune system, whereas antibiotics wipe out your whole good gut flora, which is your immune system. So if you're taking antibiotics and you don't have to, it's best to not. It's best to take something that will support your body and not tear it down as your body's trying to get better. So that is it. I'm going to get back to work and hopefully have a lot of dried yarrow stored up for the winter months. So with this yarrow, I do teas, I do baths, I do creams. It's really good to stop bleeding and to take pain away. My daughter has a bleeding disorder, so yarrow is typically something I will powder and keep on hand in case she has a bleed that won't stop. The yarrow can sometimes help that clot up when she's not clotting well. So yes, that is all. Thanks for joining.